Get started with this video. Don't forget to like this video, comment on this video, and subscribe. Like it, share it. Do that, okay? Do it for me. What up, everybody? What up, everybody? Let's talk about it. It's April Dawn. What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. Let's talk about it. What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. Let's talk about it. This is Queen Sugar Season 5, Episode 2. So this episode was the bomb. Queen Sugar pulls no punches, honey. They do not disappoint us every week. We got a good episode, so I know this is going to be probably a long review. I don't want to waste any time, so let's go ahead and get into it. So we start off with Ralph and Darla talking about their wedding. They're discussing the wedding invitations, and although Ralph Angel thinks they all look the same, Darla picks one that she really likes, and they're going to have a small but stylish wedding. And so because she can have the wedding of her dreams, she wants him to pick where they're going to have the honeymoon. And he says New York City. He's never been to New York. He's never seen a Broadway show. I personally have been to New York, but I've never seen a Broadway show, which is actually my dream to be on Broadway. So I would like to go to one when the world opens back up again. And in my mind, when they were having this scene, I was thinking, COVID is about to shut the whole world down. You're not going to be able to go nowhere. But around the corner, down the street, y'all better get Disney Plus, because that's the closest you're going to get to seeing Hamilton live, baby. She's like, I know this is going to be a lot on you. And he says, nah, he's not worried about it. They want them to struggle. They want everybody to be worried about the harvest and worried about eminent domain. But he says, we choose how we deal with things, how we're handling things. And she says, that's right. You know what? They can't steal our joy. And I like that. Come on, Ralph Angel is trying to grow up, y'all, a little bit. Okay. Now I saw in the comments last week, they had a couple of people who was like, I don't know if they and Ralph Angel were going to be together, because the producers were saying like they're going to be happy for a little while. I don't know. So I'm trying to get on their team. Okay. And so I don't have time for this makeup to break up shit again. So hopefully they're going to actually get married. The wedding going to have 10 people, but you know, they'll get married. Hopefully, child, with a mask on. Charlie goes to see Parker. They have an appointment, and when she gets there, the secretary tells her that Parker has cleared her schedule in a rush, and she says that if you can wait, you know, I can find out what's going on. And Charlie is like, being that my time is very important, I shall not be waiting on her. Okay. She sincerely apologizes. Everything happened really fast. You know, she didn't have time. She was like,
girl, you had time to make a phone call, and this right here is completely unacceptable. This is subpar.
Okay. And I need for you to let her know that this is completely and totally unacceptable. She wore this thing out, honey, at that desk. So I was like, damn, girl, Charlie, do not play around with her time. Do not waste my time, because that's something you can never get back, honey. It's time. It's a learner's creed we say every morning with the kids. And we'll say my favorite part is, today I will try my best, because this day will not come again. Do you understand that? This day will not come again. So do not be playing with Miss Charlie time. As she gets in the car, she calls Nova and she tells her about what just happened, and she says something is up. You know, it seems like she left in a hurry. I'm going to try to find out what's going on with her. And so Nova's like, well, you got a free hour. Would you like to get a manicure? Basically, would you like to have lunch? You know, get a latte, sit in the park? And she's like, I got to catch up on some work. And she says, well, can we have a little counseling sessions? So we find out that Nova is really nervous about meeting Calvin's family, which is going to happen today, apparently. They're going to his grandfather's 85th birthday party, and like 2 of his kids are going to be there. His oldest kid isn't going to be there because the kid is in college. But, you know, everybody's going to be there, and she's really nervous about how to handle the family, and she just needs a little advice. And Charlie gives her some bomb advice, which is basically, it's good that the little ones will be there. She'll be able to charm them, and for her to stay calm and be the queen that she is, no matter what they try to throw at them, because you know it's about to be some bullshit. We see Mr. Prosper in Hollywood working with the books to fix up the place and get it ready to open up the lodge. It's so sad that we can already see that this lodge is not going to open up no time soon, or if it does, it's going to be 2 people in that bitch maximum. But I don't know. But Mr. Prosper goes on about how the fellows used to chop it up back in the day. Ralph Angel and them daddy, everybody used to get together and they used to talk about their problems. But one day, people just stopped showing up. Hollywood is like, why do you think that was? And he says, well, I think people just hit a wall, you know, and they just don't want to talk about things anymore. So Prosper has been keeping up with what's going on with the COVID situation. I told y'all, my spider senses, they tingling, baby. And so we need to put Prosper in lockdown now, bitch. He need to go to the house and don't leave, baby, because we cannot have Mr. Prosper. No! Y'all don't even want to think about Mr. Prosper dying, not making it. Lord have mercy. Basically, he said he been keeping up with the virus and he knows that it's taking out old people or whatever. And, you know, Hollywood is like, don't worry about that. You know, even if it comes all the way down here, we are here for you. We're going to protect you. We're going to look out for each other. You see Blue and Darla playing chess and Ralph Angel comes up and they have a little conversation. Blue said you need to play chess, not checkers on these hoes. Y'all take notes because Blue dropping knowledge and pearls all around here, okay? Darla tells Ralph Angel that there's a new management position that's opening up and her boss has recommended that she do it or whatever. And she says she's going to give it a try. She's trying to get over her fear of failure. You know, it has kept her from even trying to do stuff. And Ralph Angel is proud of her. He tells her that you're going to move on up to the east side and you're going to advance in your life. You're going to level up, okay? So don't you worry about this, girl. I'm encouraging you, girl. I'm okay. This is the couple that I want to see. You remember I told you I want them to have interdependence? This is the couple that I want to see. So I'm happy about that. They seem really, they're like emphasizing it and really throwing it in our face that they really love each other and they're really trying to make it work. So can they just make it work, y'all? Please, Jesus. Charlie doing a little check on Parker and she figures out from her hookup at the airport that Parker got on the last flight to New York City and all she had was a carry-on. So, and she says, oh, she must have left in a hurry. And then the airport man tells her it's been kind of quiet at the airport since everybody been worried about this virus. People been kind of staying put. And she turns on the news and she sees there's a lot of COVID-19 talk. They're talking about New York and Seattle at this point, right? And so in my mind, at first, I didn't realize what they were trying to hint at, but later on, I think they're going to hint at either her mama got COVID-19, that's why she had to rush, or somebody in her family caught the COVID-19, so she had to rush to New York because that's where she's from, right? That's where she lives. So it's going to be interesting to see how this changes Parker, how her attitude changes. Will she be back, you know, FYI? Or we might not see her no more, y'all, because, you know, Amira Van in real life is pregnant with a baby. So maybe she got pregnant and they just woo-hoo bought her out the story real quick. I don't know. While she's at her desk, Micah finally calls her back and apparently he's still busy. He's so busy, right? He's so busy with school. He's so busy. She says he will see her later. Her and Davis are coming to the homecoming and to meet him on the quad. She tried to meet him in the dorm, but we know he about to have probate, so they're going to meet in the quad. Now, I can tell you that I went to Xavier University and we do not have a probate like that on the yard, okay? A lot of schools do have it like that, but Xavier has a neophyte show, which does happen during homecoming week, unless they change something since I've been there. It's been a long time since I've been to Xavier, but unless they change something, we used to have it in the barn. The barn is the old gym that they tore down. They have like a beautiful gym now. It was basically what they did, okay, which we'll get into a little bit later. So we see Calvin and Nova going over to Grandpa's party, honey. So
it's about to go down.
So when they get there, obviously Nova is very nervous, which anybody would be in that situation. But his mama is extremely nice to her. She's actually a pretty nice lady. She says her name is Julia, and she's so beautiful, and it's just so nice to meet her, and X, Y, and Z. And baby, is Lily White up in that child. They ain't got a Mexican friend. They ain't got an Asian friend. They don't know no other black people, baby. It's her. That's it, baby. They don't have... Ain't no other color people up in there but white. And they all had pastel colors on, child. They find Grandpa and they introduce her to Grandpa. Now, Grandpa was looking like, you know, who is this bitch? Like, okay. But she gave him a bottle of scotch. She was very gracious. And he was also cordial. Now, he might have a little feelings about black people, but he know enough to keep his feelings to himself, right? And keep it cute. So she gave him the scotch. He seemed like he really liked the scotch. He was like, oh, okay, you all right then. You know, it's nice to meet you. Going on about your business, right? So that's what they did. And then the daughter comes up and gives Calvin a hug. She seems very happy to see him. He gives her a necklace, and then he tells her that Nova is the one who picked out the necklace. And she's like, your dress is so pretty. And she says, thank you so much. Your dress is also beautiful. Would you like me to put on your necklace? And as she puts on the necklace, Mama is watching from the side, and Mama is like, okay, this is nice. Okay, this is going good. All right, Jesus. Okay. Woo, bitch. Okay. Woo. Charlie and Darla are sitting at the table, and Charlie is kind of giving her some tips about doing this interview. Darla says she always feels like she's on trial every time she does an interview, and Charlie tells her you should talk to them like they are on trial. Now, this is all subtext, okay? But you're giving, I'm here to help you. HR people, when they interview people, they're just waiting for somebody who is qualified and who can do the job to walk into the door and interview. You should leave them with the feeling of, yes, okay, she can do that. She can handle that. And Ralph Angel talking about, I tell them to kiss my ass if they don't give me the job. That's too much. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him, okay? She says, so Darla starts talking about all the mistakes she's made. And she's like, listen, do not think about the past. You're trying to get an interview. You're talking about the future. But sometimes you need to be fierce out loud. And I was like, write that down. That's a good quote. Sometimes you need to be fierce out loud. I like that. Darla did too because she wrote it down. We see Hollywood calling Ralph Angel, joking with him, telling him he needs to hurry up and come over there and help him get these things together, okay? And he was like, why don't you call your other brother? He talking about something. I thought I was calling my brother. He talking about something. Nah, your white brother, Calvin. Don't be like that. So we not going to invite white people to the club? He was like, see, don't do that. I'm going to see you later. He was like, all right. So he gets off the phone with him, and Vi has a surprise for him. And it's a sign for the lodge, which is really cool. It's called The Real Spot, which I really like that name. So he tells her that he's a lucky man. And she's like, hey, wait a minute. Now, tomorrow night, we're going to get it popping, baby. They had some cheap wine with the twist off top. I said, all right, baby, let's get it popping with some Lambrusco. Okay, sweet red wine, boo. Hello, somebody. Y'all holler if you hear me out there, okay? They going to do it like it's their first date again. I said, okay. And he said he gonna fix it up real nice, but he gonna have it looking good up in there. They're like, all right, hey, okay. I was like, okay, do what you do, people. Now we at homecoming. Davis is there, and you know they walking around looking at all the little booths. Kiki is there as well. Hey, Kiki, do you love me? Hey, Kiki, we see you looking good or whatever. And you know they all looking for Micah, and the probate begins. So they come out with this is his fraternity is the first one to come out. So they start coming out, they start doing their step routine, and then they start to remove their masks. Okay, so the first guy removed his mask, everybody's like, oh, and then the second guy, which is Micah, his line name is Showtime, he takes off his mask, and although Davis is like, oh shit, he in a fraternity, that's dope. You know what I mean? Like, that's cool. Charlie does not look as happy with this whole situation that's happening, okay? And in my mind, I'm like, why is she upset? He's just in a fraternity. Like, being in a fraternity is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. But he does his little thing, and as Micah kind of notices the expression on the faces, then he notices Kiki, do you love me? Over there, talking to another nigga, and he feels some type of way. You can tell he feel a type of way, so he start dancing with hoes. I said, that's what's gonna get you single. Right there, you playing games. Don't play no games, okay? Don't do that. I don't know. I'm just gonna give it to, well, first of all, like I said, at Xavier, we had a neophyte show, which is basically what they did, but they did it in a gym, and you have to go there at night. It don't be in the daytime, you know what I mean? And like I said, when you're online at Xavier, nobody knows you're online. It's a secret. They don't do anything out on the yard in front of people. Like, it's not like that. So, and then everybody finds out at the neophyte show. You pull off your mask, just like I did when I crossed, and y'all do a step show, and then you're going about your business. So it's the same thing. It's just it happens an actual different way in real life. Like I said, maybe they could have changed it since I have left Xavier a really long ass time ago. Okay. Another thing that I thought was kind of strange is when you pledging costs money. It costs a lot of money, especially if you're going to be in one of the Divine 9 fraternities and sororities. There's a lot more now that people have created, but they cost a lot of money. $500, $600, and upwards of that. So I understand that Micah probably has access to a lot more money than us average college students. But you know, if he needed $1,500 to pledge, I don't think Charlie is the type of mama that just let him take $1,500 out the account and not say anything or whatever. So, you know, but we're going to go with it. Maybe he just has a lot of money at his disposal, and, you know, he was able to pay for all of this, or maybe somebody else paid for him. You know, sometimes that happens. You get a sponsor, somebody that's already in the organization, they will pay for you to cross, pay your fees or whatever for you to cross or whatever. So maybe that's what happened with that organization. But in real life, I'm telling you how things work. You got to get some money from your parents or somebody. We're back with Nova and Calvin, and baby, it's about to go down. So she meets his son, and his son is a teenager. Now he's cordial with her, but you know, he's kind of cold towards her. And Nova is like, whoo, child, I mean, I understand. And Calvin is like, don't worry about it. He's still kind of pissed about the divorce. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like, relax. Y'all hear some background noise. That's my fan because I got real hot. So I need to put the fan on. So she then notices that his ex-wife is there, and she was like, oh shit, you didn't tell me your ex-wife was gonna be here. He was like, I didn't know she was gonna be here. Like, I didn't know what's up. Do you want to leave? Like, we can leave. She was like, no, we ain't gotta leave. You know what I'm saying? It's cool or whatever. So the ex-wife notices her, and she comes over and introduces herself, and you know, she's like, hello, how are you? And she's like, hi, you know, she's like, is it Nova? Yes, da 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 da. She's like, oh yes, Haley, it's really nice to meet you. She's like, you met the kids? She's like, yes, I met your kids. Your kids are amazing. And she's like,
oh yeah, they are, despite everything you did to tear our family apart.
Excuse me, bitch. Excuse me. And Nova's like, what? At this point, Kevin was like, girl, we don't have time for this. Not today, sis. And he starts to walk away with Nova. And she's like,
how does it feel to be the other woman?
You know, the message that came between a man and his family. I was like, girl. Now, don't get me wrong. I feel like the wife has a right to be angry, but this ain't the time and this ain't the place to air your grievances. Number one. Number two, y'all are divorced. Okay? So all of that cussing out that you wanted to do to Nova, you should have did that before y'all got divorced. Y'all are divorced. Now, everybody needs to move on. Because apparently they had been divorced for like a little over a year. So, baby, you could save out of that. Because Nova was wrong for doing what she was doing. I don't want to excuse her because we like Nova. She did do something wrong. She did get up in these people's marriage. But she also did give your husband back. Bitch, she gave your husband back. And he didn't want you. I mean, he didn't want you no more, baby. So I don't know. And me as a black woman, I'm on 10 with my defenses. Like, and what I loved what Calvin did, he stepped in to speak for his woman, to defend his woman. He did not leave her hanging. He did not let her look crazy. And that's why I love me some Calvin, honey. And my mama told me he was on Days of Our Lives or something like that. Y'all know this character from Days of Our Lives? I said, well, baby, he look good. I ain't never seen nobody who looked that good on Days of Our Lives, but Deborah says she seen him on Days of Our Lives, okay? Calvin says, now you better than this, girl. Now cut it out. Stop it. And she says, I should be ashamed. Are you kidding me? You're the one who should be ashamed. And they start to walk away. And she like, go ahead with this one, baby, until the next one. Because all of y'all look the same. Y'all interchangeable. And the mom is like,
Hey, calm down. Now I need y'all to keep your voices down, baby. It's too loud. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. Carol, Haley.
And Calvin is like, enough. Girl, I done told your ass enough. Calm down. And she like, Nova, oh, you thought you was the only one? Oh, you didn't know Calvin got a type, okay?
He like his women, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, and he like a little BBW, honey. So you really kind of skinny for the girls that he normally like.
I said, mama, now you about to be looking real stupid out here, sis. That's when Noah finally was like, hey, watch yourself, bitch. Now I'm finna cuss you out. Now I'm gonna allow you a certain amount, cause I did your husband, okay? But girl, you ain't finna just be out here cussing me out. I ain't gonna say nothing now. Hold up. And so she said, oh no, I hope you didn't think you was the only one. And Calvin was like, she was the only one. Hey, no one. Okay, he about to gather her ass. She was the only one I ever loved. And everybody who was in between was just something to do to pass the time till she would have me. I said, you goddamn right. You better let her ass know, honey. Now, Haley was like, you know, she walked away. I was like, girl, you asked for that shit. And don't attack nobody and then start crying. Classic white woman. BS. They walk smooth up out of there. Shake grandpa's hand and keep it pushing. We see Micah and Charlie, they're talking, and she tells him that she's meeting with a contact from the school and the pharmacy department to figure out what's going on with this virus, and he tells her everything is good at the school, you know what I mean? She needs to stop worrying about stuff. She worry about things so much, and she says, well, you know, if this hit, I'm gonna need for you to bring it on home. Come on back to the house, okay? I don't know what's going on here, but you're gonna have to come home. And they go to, and she gives him some of his favorite snacks, and he's like, is this a passive aggressive way of saying that, you know, I didn't tell you about the fraternity or whatever? She says, well, you know, why did you keep it a secret? You didn't have to keep it a secret from me. And why didn't you want to meet with your dad's fraternity? You know, his fraternity has a history of, you know, graduates and da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? So I guess they're trying to liken his fraternity to maybe Omega Psi Phi. I'm trying to think, like, what would be the fraternities in real life? Omega Psi Phi has a lot of prominent members in it, though. All the fraternities do. Like, there's no fraternity that's a black fraternity that is synonymous with thugs. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna lie, Omega Psi Phi, you know, they do a lot of doggish type stuff. You know, that's their whole persona. But they have a lot of good, prominent members of Omega Psi Phi, politicians, you know, all that type of stuff. Alpha Phi Alpha, the same. You know, they like the Playboys, and you got Kappa Alpha Psi, which is they smooth brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Sigmas are just kind of like an amalgamation of all of them. So I don't know. There's no sorority. I think that this will, or fraternity that I would think that would match this in real life. I don't know. What would y'all think? What y'all think fraternity they would be talking about in real life for my divine nine brothers and sisters? Okay. Basically, she's saying that his fraternity has a bad reputation and he needs to think about his future. And he says he doesn't need to consult her about every little decision that he makes like he a little bitty boy. He did meet with his father's fraternity, but they didn't want him. And she was like, they didn't want you to. All you had to do was ask your dad. And he was like, I didn't want his help. So she says, well, fine, I'm going to try to respect your boundaries. I didn't know you felt like that. But let me tell y'all something. Micah got a little bit too much attitude for me. I don't like that. They paying for you to go to school. Now, you ain't gonna be telling me what I can't ask you. You my goddamn child. Now, I might not be all up in your business, but you're not a full grown adult yet. You ain't 21 years old yet. And I'm paying the money for you to go to school. So if I ask you a question, you need to give me an answer. Period. You might not have to consult me. I can get with him on that on every decision that you make, but you're not just gonna be talking to me any kind of goddamn way. Period. Now, listen, Micah just a little bit too mouthy for me. I don't know about y'all, but for me, I don't like that. You see Nova and Calvin, they're walking, they're taking a nice walk, they're holding hands, and you know, he's trying to get her to open up, and she like, just yesterday, it was just a lot. It was exhausting. He's like, well, just go ahead and say it. You got something to say to me, then go ahead and say it. And she like, how many black women have you been with in your life? How many black women have you been with in your life? He's like, well, you know, a few. She said, well, you never mentioned that. So what else do I not know about you? Like, do you have a thing for black women? Do you have a fetish? Because you see what I do for a living. Like,
I can't be out here with no white man who fetishize and objectifies black women. Okay, I can't do it.
He's like, relax, girl. I love you, girl. It ain't got nothing to do with me liking black women. I'm a man. I like all kind of women. That's just who I am, bitch. I like bitches. Okay? I know what you're talking about. Mexican bitches, black bitches, Asian bitches, like white bitches. I like all the bitches. Girl, I got kids. 3 kids with a white woman. Okay? So I like women. Period. Ain't got nothing to do with that. But you're the only person I loved. And for the rest of his life, baby, he gonna sing it from the rooftops, okay? He gonna go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. He gonna let everybody know. And he gives her a hug, and he tells her that he wants everything with her. And I just love the way he said that, girl, I want everything with you. I want some kids. I want to live a life with you. I want to get old with you. Like, I want to catch the coronavirus with you. I want to, you know, quarantine together. Sis, I want it all, okay? He wants it all. And they go and they just walk along the lake, and, you know, they hold a hand. She like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Because she was on some black power shit, but she really was feeling vulnerable. You know what I mean? Like, I need for you to tell me you ain't out here just looking for black women. So here go Micah getting on my damn nerves already, okay? So Micah and Kiki talk. They're talking in the empty classroom, and he asked her if she was okay with him dancing with the girls that was out there, you know, at the little quad or whatever. Because, like I said, she saw her talking to another guy, and then he started dancing with this girl. I guess he was playing games with her, and she like, I'm not worried about you dancing or doing nothing that you do with your fraternity. It's all good. Don't trip or whatever. And he was like, well, I mean...
Who was you talking to?
Over there, she was like, who you talking about, Daryl, Darnell, Derek? Oh, he just some dude, he in my class, you know what I mean? It ain't no big deal. He was like,
well, what class?
and she like, nigga, art history. And you know, we were just talking because he seems like a really nice guy. His dad owns some type of car lot in Lafayette. He was like, in Lafayette, huh? Oh, okay. Okay. I was like, what you gonna do, Micah? You gonna go to Lafayette? That's what you gonna do? Micah, if you don't sit down somewhere with your piece of beard, boy, get out of here with your piecemeal beard and no mustache. Get out of here. Darla and Ralph Angel, they're riding home. It looks like nighttime. And on the radio, they starting to talk about the coronavirus is getting worse. They're talking about how the cases are growing in New York and things are starting to get bad. But Ralph Angel is like, nope, I don't want to hear it. He turns the radio station and he's like, it's not going to come all the way down here. And once again, Prosper's name is brought up, y'all. I'm telling you, y'all better prepare for the funeral. I don't know what's going on. But one thing I goddamn, listen, get Prosper now. So she's like, well, what if something happened to Mr. Prosper? He like, listen, ain't nothing gonna happen to Mr. Prosper because that shit ain't coming all the way down here, girl. Let's listen to the music. Turn it up. And they listening to the music on the way home. I'm like, child, you in danger, y'all. Charlie's at the house and she gets an alert. What is it about? COVID-19 and schools closing in New York and how they're starting to shut down all these different places. But you know, she's on the city council, so she takes more of a role in what's going on with the community, right? And so then we see the next morning, Darla is up for her interview. She's trying to get herself pumped up. And she's practicing, you know, building herself up in the mirror. And Ralph Angel gives her some encouraging words about this new position. Then we see Charlie on the phone. She's speaking to someone, or the councilman, or speaking to someone to the CDC about what to do and what's happening. And they're saying, you know, how do we keep the elderly safe? And she says, you know, respectfully, it's not just about the elderly. These cases are widespread, and society is going to have to stop. You know, everything is going to have to stop for a couple of weeks. And they left it up to the states to decide what they're going to do. But it's going to be 2 weeks at a minimum. Y'all remember when we thought we was going to just have to shut down for 2 weeks at a minimum? Baby, them days is long gone. See Hollywood and Vi at the clubhouse. And, you know, he got it all decked out looking nice, baby. He dancing all over the place with his outfit on. Looking cute, baby. He got it set up for the private dinner, baby. This your private dinner. Vi comes in looking good, bitch. Hair, laid, face, beat, bitch. Vi looked this so damn good, I don't even know what to say. So she sit down and they kind of reenact how they met on their first date or whatever. And she was like, I can't believe you was dealing with all that attitude I was throwing. And he was like, girl, I was in love. You was a woman in control. And I love that shit, okay? And she's like 18 years, and, you know, she talks about how they're so blessed. And, you know, they go to kiss each other, and she gets a phone call. And y'all know it's Queen Sugar, so it's some damn bad news. So Charlie calls and says that it's important she needs to talk to them. Then they flash over to Calvin and Nova, and they're talking about the coronavirus too. And Calvin is like, Trump said it's gonna be gone in a couple weeks. And Nova was like, he don't even know what the fuck he talking. Girl, he don't even be taking his own briefings and stuff. Like, he don't know what he talking about. NBA has canceled their whole season, so you know this is something serious. That's $1 billion industry. Something is going on. When we go back to Charlie, and Charlie is telling Vi that the virus is here, that meaning in the United States of America. It's in alarming numbers in Louisiana, and they don't know whether to use a mask, not use a mask. You know, the government has to make some decisions, and we have to all start to look out for us. We got to take care of us. And they also paying to Prosper, you know, shaking his head. I'm like, it's going, no, Mr. Prosper, no. They can't take out Mr. Prosper. No, God. I forgot, I thought about it. And y'all remember Prosper was sick. You know, it was like season 2 or 3, one of them seasons. Remember, he was a little sick, so he has under pre-existing conditions, okay? So he is ripe for coronavirus to take him to the king, y'all, and I don't have time to be making no potato salad. She talks about the stay-at-home orders that they're issuing in California and New York, and she says the city council has decided to move fast and, you know, not wait for the state government to make decisions, and so Vi's Pies will have to close for a couple of weeks. And Vi is just like, all right, she take it on the chin. And the next morning we see her and Hollywood up in the shop, and she puts up a sign and she says they're going to be close to April the 1st. Y'all remember when we thought, like I said, it was going to be only 2 weeks, and it ended up being a whole damn year, and it's still going on. Damn near 2 years at this point. It's about to be March, and I remember it was March when everything shut down last year. So it's about to be hard times for St. Joe, y'all. How is Vi's Pies going to survive? They're going to have to come up with new ways, innovative ways, right, to do business. They're going to have to come up with a new way to have this wedding. They're going to have to come up with a new way. I mean, I know Micah's probably going to go through some issues because he's going to have to come home from school. So I know all of this stuff is going to affect everybody. And Parker, is she going to come back? How is that going to go with the eminent domain and then building of the highway if everything is shut down? Okay, so it's going to be interesting to see how this affects the town of St. Josephine. Now, some people are saying, you know, they don't want to relive this PTSD and they don't want to, you know, live this again. And I perfectly understand that, because I'm really dreading getting to the George Floyd episodes where we have to relive all of that over again. But I think for this world, for me, it's a level of escapism to see how they deal with this. You know, how the art reflects real life, right? So it's going to be interesting to me to see. Like I said, I know some of you will probably just watch my reviews and not watch the show, but I think it's important for us to watch the show too. You know, if you can watch the show, if you can make it through, then I feel like you should watch the show if you can, right? So I do think that this season there is more of a balance of good notes and not so many depressing notes. You know what I'm saying? We get light parts of the episode every episode, which I appreciate because it's a heavy show, right? I don't know when this video will probably go up later on Wednesday night or early Thursday morning. I'm going to be doing a live review for this show on Wednesday night at 6:30 p.m. So I hope that you join me, or you did join me, because by the time this get up, that'll be over with. And if not, you can check out this video and like, comment, subscribe. You can follow me on social media if you want to at Watch Donna Vay on IG, Twitter, and TikTok. So catch me, holla at your girl. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with all your friends, and I will holla at you next week.